To environmental matters now, and scientists are yet to determine the cause of the rising water levels in a number of lakes in the Rift Valley. One such lake is Lake Nakuru. Water levels have gradually risen, submerging over 2.5 kilometers of land surface in the Lake Nakuru National Park. Rita Tinina reports on the rising concern over the alarming water levels and why thousands of flamingos are migrating from Lake Nakuru.
From partially submerged fences, trees to toilets. And no, it has nothing to do with any flooding incident. Lake Nakuru, which constitutes 40% of the Lake Nakuru National Park, it appears, has been expanding its boundaries.
Water level rise from the lake began some 2 years ago, and the rise has been very gradual.
This was the park's accounts office. It has been partially submerged for the last 2 months.
The lake level used to be some 2 kilometers away from where we are right now.
At the main gate to the park, effects of the rise in water levels are evident. Affected is the northern circuit of the park. Several roads are now submerged in water. A few of the park's signage posts hardly serving any purpose. KWS has been quick to adapt to nature's latest twist.
About 3 kilometers of the road infrastructure which were affected, and what we have done is to create a diversion somewhere which is a bit raised.
But Lake Nakuru is not the only one experiencing larger than normal volumes of water. Lake Naivasha, Elementaita, Bogoria, Baringo and the Crater Lake are all witnessing increased water levels. Several theories on what could be causing the rise are being advanced.
Issues of climate change, to the restoration of the Mau forest, which is currently well managed as opposed to before.
Some are going historical.
People are also saying this is like historical natural cycle, like after some, let's say 6-7 decades, this has been happening in the past, which of course we cannot ascertain.
With several possibilities, researchers are yet to figure out the exact science behind the rise in water levels in Rift Valley lakes, but predictions are that the current phenomena could last for a while. Despite the rise in water levels at the Lake Nakuru National Park, tourists continue to flock to the park, described as a birdwatcher's paradise, and which is home to 4 of the big 5.
Visitors have nothing to worry. They can move about their game drive, their safaris and their nature experience very well.
Not everyone is coping that easily. Lake Nakuru National Park has been home to an estimated 1.5 million flamingos.
The Lake Nakuru National Park is so much alkaline, and the environment for the algae, which is the main food for particularly the lesser flamingo, is so much available.
But the pink carpet that was witnessed when the number of resident flamingos was at its peak is slowly disappearing, and it has to do with the rise in water levels.
The salinity or the alkalinity has changed significantly. There is reduction of the growth of the algae, which is the main food. Therefore, for their survival and the natural, because of their natural instinct, these animals have, the flamingos have migrated within the Rift Valley lakes.
Now, Lake Nakuru is losing its signature bird as flamingos fly away in search of food. At the Crater Lake tented camp, flamingos have in the last 3 months made the Crater Lake their new home. The first group of flamingos arrived here in August.
We had a number of around 20 flamingos in the lake. Then after 1 week in the August, we had a number arriving that made it to go around 40.
Now, an estimated 5,000 flamingos can be found at the Crater Lake, where experts say their food is abundant.
The flamingos come here because of the green algae that the flamingos feed on.
Flamingos that have stayed home at Lake Nakuru have also moved from the northern side of the lake to the southern end.
Though the significant population has moved to other areas as well, which is relatively far, but the movement seems to be continuous.
Every year, thousands of flamingos move from their home here at the Lake Nakuru National Park to Lake Natron in Tanzania for breeding. This time round, their migration has little to do with breeding. In their quest for survival, the flamingos are migrating to other lakes in the Rift Valley, and scientists will be monitoring to see when and if they will return back home. Rita Tinina, KTN at the Lake Nakuru National Park, Nakuru County.